Hi, I'm Richard LeMay. I'm the director of Bloodbound, and you are watching The 13th Wolfman.
Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman. You know who I have with me tonight? I have the director for the new movie Bloodbound, Richard LeMay. Welcome to Sit Down, Richard.
Thanks for having me.
I actually just got done with this movie about 20 minutes ago. Actually, probably more like half an hour ago. I liked it. It's
Thank you.
a fun movie. I I wanted a little more horror-esque in it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they it was a cool idea. You have at the beginning you have something happen, and then you have a lot of stuff happen at the end. It's that middle part. I was just kind of like need a little more eeriness in the middle. You
Duly
know,
noted.
no,
Right.
I'm just saying that's what I thought. But I liked it. I mean, it was well acted, well directed, and the sound is just awesome. That's the one thing that I always find with like independent films is a lot of people, you know, they kind of chug on the sound and kind of mess things up, but this was perfect.
Yeah, thanks. I worked with a guy named Carlos Storm Martinez, and I've wanted to work with him for years, and because the guy's for real, and I'm glad
Yeah.
you picked up on that because he really gave it a whole different level.
Who did the sound design?
Carlos
What was
Storm
that also Carl?
Martinez.
Oh, no, no. Okay. I wasn't sure if he was just did the sound or the sound design because there's one scene where she's standing at the bridge and there is the loudest bird in the world chirping. And I'm like, wow, that is just so clear. That's
Well, I mean, that was also a device. Everything gets heightened and then it all kind of goes into a tunnel. So all the sound drops out right before she jumps. So,
okay.
yeah.
But it's a really cool movie. Where'd you come up with the story for this?
Originally, it all stemmed from I was watching the news. I live in New York City and I was watching the news and there was a home invasion in Long Island and the people got beat pretty bad. And I just kept thinking, like, what would I do? And, the reality is I'd probably get my ass kicked. But, I kept thinking about it. It bothered me. And then it just turned into what if, what if? And then it was what if you had powers and you could catch these guys and fuck them up? So
Yeah,
that was
no,
kind of,
that's I. It kind of. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but in a way, it reminded me of the House at the Edge of the Park by Rogerio Deodato.
oh no, I never saw it.
You know,
I'll have to check it out.
David Hess, who was Kurg in the original Last House on the Left, is in this movie, and it's a home invasion film, and that's about as much as it reminds me of that because these guys just kind of like break into this house and cause havoc, But after that, it doesn't go. It's nothing like the rest of the movie,
Right,
I'm just
right.
but the havoc that they cause, you're just kind of like, damn. I like home invasion movies. It's one of the fun subgenres of horror.
Yeah. Um, I haven't seen too many, but I know there's a bunch out there. So
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. I mean, you're a horror fan, right?
yeah.
So, what are the subgenres you dig?
I love anything with like monsters, ghosts, cults. Like I love a movie called The Believers from the '80s with Martin Sheen.
Very
That was
good.
a
Yeah.
creepy, creepy movie. And Rosemary's Baby is timeless. The
Yeah.
'70s had a lot of great movies that are just they hold up today. You
Right.
know,
Devil's Reign, Devil Times Five, Race with the Devil.
yeah,
The devil was always involved somewhere.
right.
The Asphyx, but no, yeah, I'm with you. I like all that supernatural stuff. I like a little bit of everything. I mean, I do like my slashers. My favorite movie of all time that is not a werewolf movie because I am the 13th Wolfman, so I love werewolf movies. But my favorite non-werewolf movie is The Omen.
Yeah, that's a great flick.
I mean, for some reason, it has always stuck with me.
Well, it's
You know,
creepy. What I loved about the movies in the '70s were they were really like dramas. That's kind of what I
Atmosphere.
was going for. Like when you were saying it's not the most
Yeah,
terrifying horror movie, it's kind. I was going for like the story, and this is kind of it's like a drama with supernatural elements to it.
right.
And I think The Omen is much more terrifying. I think, but it is a drama at its core, and I think that was pretty cool.
They were very. It's something that kind of gets missed nowadays in horror now. And in the '70s, it was very atmospheric.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, there's some people that do atmosphere very well nowadays, but there's other. You just kind of go, it's just missing that one. And it's not saying yours is. I'm just saying there are some movies out there, and it's just I love atmosphere.
Mm,
They got to sell the creepiness.
mm,
You know. But yeah, I'm with you. The '70s, man, they had a lot of great atmospheric, creepy films.
yeah.
Ghost Story. It's not even '70s. It's what, '81? But it's
Oh, that's the one with the woman, right? The English woman who she's
yeah.
yeah. That was creepy.
And they got like four of the oldest guys in the world to
Right.
you know
Wasn't Fred Astaire in that?
Fred Astaire,
Yeah.
Melvin Douglas, John Houseman.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember that.
yeah, it's a good film. Now, and we also have a great leading lady in this movie, Eden Brolin.
Yeah.
Man, she's great to look at. I mean, she's beautiful,
Yeah.
but she's very talented too. And
I
that's
agree.
she's a double shot. She's twice as
She
but
she's everything. She's literally
yeah,
everything. I couldn't have asked for a better leading actress. She's just as a hard worker. She brings a lot of talent and integrity to the set every day, and she treats everybody like a human being. And I
that's
think
awesome.
that's something you don't always see and don't necessarily expect from someone with her upbringing. So I was pleasantly surprised. She was absolutely one of the greatest people you ever want to collaborate with.
So, did you know her before this movie, or this was just audition? And you're like, wow, I want her.
She came in on the first day of auditioning, and I said I want her, and everyone said you can't say that, it's the first day. So we kept going, and then I found out who she was, and I thought, oh my god, we're gonna lose her. My stomach was in knots every day, and finally I'm just like, hey, fuck this, we gotta cast her. And so she and I went out for coffee. I just talked about me, how I work, what I expect, and she was down for it. So yeah, I like to think we're good friends now. I hope I get to work with her again because she's the real deal.
Yeah, she's someone to look out for in the future. She's definitely an up and coming
Yeah,
actress that's gonna be, you know, she's gonna be putting that name out there on the marquee.
yeah, I think so too. Have you seen her
But
show Beyond on Freeform?
no,
There's two.
no,
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi show. It was only 2 seasons. It's not getting a third, but she's pretty cool. And the fans liked her so much they kind of bumped her up to a regular. She was only like 4 episodes the first season or five, and by the end of it, she had the leading guy. She had like the fans kind of rewrote it for them.
that's
So
cool. That happens quite a bit in TV too,
yeah,
where the fans get involved in. It's like, well, I went from being like a person that's supposed to be in one episode to like, hey, I'm now on the show. It's like,
you're right.
wow.
I own the show now.
But you, along with Eden, you have this whole cast is just amazing.
Yeah,
I,
thanks.
I
I think so too.
I couldn't believe I really like the guy that played your father, the cop.
Oh, that's Gerald McCulloch. He was on CSI for 10 years, and he
Really?
does a bunch. Yeah, he played what's the name? Bobby Dawson. I don't watch CSI, but he was.
Bobby, I watched CSI for all 15 years, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah, and he's been in a bunch of movies too. But I met him on a film festival circuit. We both had films. He was in one, and I produced one, and when you meet people and you just get on well. So he was the first person I cast. I asked him to be a part of it, and he did. And everyone
and,
else, I got really lucky because I didn't know most of the other people.
and the other ones I really loved were what I refer to as the three fates,
Mm,
the three, you know,
the
beautiful
ladies,
cousins. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's one of them, Carmine Allers. She was in a film I did called "Naked as We Came," not a horror movie, and I knew I wanted to work with her again because she's really great. And Rosa Arredondo and Vanessa Rubio, they came into audition, and I was just blown away. Like you know when you know it the second you
Yeah,
see someone, and
yeah. No,
I was just lucky.
again, awesome cast. This is such a well directed movie.
Thank you,
You know,
thank you.
it it just it works. I mean, like I said earlier, you know, I have that one little thing, but other than that, this movie works, and it's a really well thought out thing because it's not overly gory, but it's very suspenseful.
Thanks. Yeah, that's kind of what we were going for, but you have to put a little gore in there, for the fans. And so, somebody has to lose an arm in the forest and a heart. So,
Yeah. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is the Judas Priest cross. the the symbol they painted on David at the end.
oh, is that a Judas Priest cross?
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
I'd like to say I had that in mind, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
I did a lot of research on like what that stuff entails. If you believe that stuff, I mean, that's
yeah,
not my world, but I did a lot of research. So all those symbols are actually kind of in that world. So it's all
yeah. I looked at that and I go, oh wow, that's from Defenders of the Faith and Sad Wings of Destiny. He must be a Priest fan.
right.
Nope.
Well, I like Judas Priest, but I never put two and two together. So
That's okay.
yeah.
We do have the trailer tonight. Would you like to introduce this trailer?
Sure. It's the trailer for the movie Bloodbound, so starring Eden Brolin.
So that's the trailer for the movie. I hope you guys watch the trailer, enjoy the trailer, and go out and see this movie. Richard, dude, I want to thank you a lot for coming on. Sit down. We do have to get ready for the live show, so you'll still see me. You know, I'm gonna be around. But if you want people to follow you on social media, where can they find you,
Look for Bloodbound Film, and on Twitter it's Bloodbound Movie. So
man? And you have a Facebook too.
Facebook, yeah, Bloodbound, yeah, just Bloodbound.
Okay, that's fine. I was looking for the official site today, so I was like, oh, Bloodbound Movie. It's like, and I saw the Facebook, so
Yeah, it's kind of where we ended up. Ran out of money.
dude, there's nothing wrong with doing a hey, this is the official site on Facebook thing. I mean, everyone does it.
Well, when you got a movie as low budget as this, it's
yeah,
you put it where you need to put it, and then you just deal with the rest as it comes along. So
that's the other thing about this movie. This movie does not look like a low budget movie.
thanks, I appreciate that.
That's you really pulled it off. I mean, I'm not going to ask about the money or anything about that, but
Yeah, my cinematographer Vitaly Boxer is a genius, and we did a film together, and we have a good shorthand together. And I think when you have that coupled with actors who are really willing to do whatever they need to do, it just it didn't feel like a low budget, but it
yeah.
was. Till post production, that's where it felt like a low budget film.
Yeah, I bet. I've heard those stories too.
Yeah, but it's all good.
So again, man, thanks for coming by. Sit down. For Richard LeMay, of course, I am the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.